Yo, was that not like the worst frame for that shit to end? Cut me off. My face was all like, all right. So let's get finished. Um, so basically, I ran down how much it was going to cost for me to go with their plan, right? And I said if I want to focus on my mental health, I can only work part time. It adds up to about $6.75 at Burger King, and I'll pay more gas for commute because at the 3 bedroom apartment that I had, Burger King was literally on the corner. You know what I'm saying? So they wanted me to move all the way out north and take 30 minutes to go back to Burger King when if I just stay where I was at, I could walk there. And my sister's commute didn't change at all. Her commute was the same distance whether she lived over at that 1 2 bedroom apartment or my apartment. So nothing they were saying was making any sense, right? Okay, so there will be no room for saving as I still will have to pay off the apartment I left. I could get a higher paying job, but I still can't work full time. Remember, I said this in one of my first videos. When you're thinking about working, okay, just because you get paid more, if you're not working full time, that doesn't always mean that you're making more money as somebody who's working less and working full time. You know what I'm saying? So these are things I'm always thinking of. If I leave with my sister, if I ever get the right dynamic to save and work on my mental health, I will be saving saving up to pay more at an apartment complex I'm already at and currently paying less. Where's the pro for me in there? I've repeatedly been called a fool, a bad mom, told I'm not thinking clearly. But here it is in black and white. I weighed the good and the bad options that keep my children's best interests at heart, that have more pros, less cons. If I don't do what's best for us, I'll be here again in a year. It was the toughest decision I've ever made in my life. It still can be a wrong one, but I have been given no choice but to go with this one. I'm sorry that it hurts everyone, but there's nothing that hurts more than realizing your best chance at success is leaving your children with people who weren't there when you needed them, but are there when you need them now. It makes no sense. So, to break it down, their way, my mother and sister's way, only offered 2 pros, both of which affected her specifically, and 8 cons. My way offered 7 pros for everyone involved and 4 cons. And the way it ended up going offered 7 pros and 5 cons. So in the end, I did what was best. Her response was to be humble and take accountability. So I chose what I chose. As soon as I come back from dropping Aaron off in Maryland is when Patrice died. I used a little more, and then the events of Live the Rest of My Life Pining happened, which was July 5th of 2019, and I immediately worked on getting sober because it was easy. I just fasted, and having the children gone in itself was was a sobering action. I have a video entitled Psalm 127, 3 through 5, and that verse reads, "Lo, children are an heritage of the Lord, and the fruit of the womb is his reward. As arrows are in the hand of a mighty man, so are the children of the youth. Happy is the man that hath his quiver full of them. They shall not be ashamed, but they shall speak with the enemies in the gate." The NIV translation for that last part is, "They will not be put to shame when they contend with their opponents in court." Every video, every moment has led up to this, and each one does. I make full circles all the time. I made my choices, but understand the setup. Everyone is so curious as to how I know certain people are against me, and it's because I asked to know. That fateful day that I opened the Bible to my son's name and birth date, It was only because of the love of my son that I ever read the verse. My arrow, my quiver is full of them. It took a really long time, but I just spent like 2 years getting to this part of the story, the initial setup. Okay, so I want to thank you for tuning in and hearing my story, hearing my children's. I'll even add Letter to My Younger Self, that 3-part video, and Wanderer's Child and Page in Action Part 2. They were all approved by my eldest son. I don't think I ever mentioned that, but I asked for his permission before I posted those things. He even chose what part of that song he wanted me to post. That's an indication that he also wanted you to hear his story. And I said he clocked into work. You know, and as always, thanks to all of you who have been working for justice for this situation and for yours. You know, that's it. That's all.